The door slammed shut behind her, its sharp sound marking the end of yet another evening that seemed perfect at first. Julie, my wife, kissed me on the porch. The scent of her perfume lingered in the air, a rich floral fragrance, in stark contrast to the simple life we had built together, a contrast that clung to the atmosphere long after she drove off in her cherry-red convertible. It wasn't a cold kiss, but it wasn't the warm, familiar kiss I had known for years either. It felt off distant. I attributed it to stress. Life had been tough on both of us, with work wearing us down. I spent the evening in the garden, the repetitive sound of the shovel digging into the soil soothing my anxious mind. That garden had always been a symbol of peace to me, a tiny green escape amidst the ever-growing suburban sprawl. Or so I thought. The morning sun pierced through the blinds, its light sharp and unkind. I brewed some coffee, the smell almost competing with the knot tightening in my stomach. I was late for work. As a construction superintendent, there was little time for anything but the job. I rushed out, and that's when I saw it. Julie's car still parked in the driveway. She should have been at the hospital by now. She was always the first to arrive, her commitment to her patients almost obsessive. But there it was, her car still there, and in the driver's side window, a crumpled envelope caught my attention. I froze. I knew instantly what it was, and it sent a chill through me. It was the kind of envelope you get at a budget motel, a cheap cream-colored one. My hands shook as I opened it. A single key fell out. A key to a hotel. The name stamped on the back was familiar. The Crimson Rose. A sleazy motel on the edge of town, known for its private rooms. The realization hit me like a slap in the face. The kiss on the porch, the car being late, the cheap envelope, it all clicked. Julie wasn't just stressed. She was having an affair. The next few hours were a blur of disbelief, mixed with waves of fury. I called in sick to work, not that I could focus on anything else. I needed answers. I spent hours digging online, searching for any clue. I found it. A booking under the name Edward Jameson, for the same night Julie had been out. I knew that name. It was a name I didn't recognize. I could see her smiling beside him. Everything I thought I knew about her crumbling. Anger burned through me as I imagined her in that motel room, betraying me. I made a decision. I would find Edward Jameson, and I would make him pay. I started at the hospital, asking discreetly about her colleagues, leveraging any connection I could find. I repeated the name Edward Jameson over and over. It didn't take long to find out that he was a doctor, an oncologist apparently on the rise. Charming, successful, and now it seemed my wife's lover. I dug deeper. I found him on social media, his perfect life, full of expensive dinners, luxury vacations, and that confident smile. He had everything, it seemed. Everything but what truly mattered. The woman I loved, my wife, my trust, everything I had worked for. I felt a surge of anger like never before. I tracked him down to his home, a grand house that screamed of arrogance. His new sports car sat in the driveway, gleaming in the sunlight. I parked my car a few houses down, my heart pounding in my chest. This wasn't about hurting him physically. It was about destroying the perfect image he had built for himself, exposing him for the fraud he was. I found him inside, his arrogant demeanor so thick I could almost feel it. He was on the phone, his smug smile slipping when he saw me. The sight of his face draining of color was almost satisfying. "You," he stammered. The composure he had so carefully constructed crumbled. I didn't waste time with words. I struck him, again and again, until his smugness was gone, replaced by a whimpering mess on the floor. He was no longer the confident doctor, the man who thought he had it all. I left him there, broken, but not before I made sure he understood what he had taken from me. The following days were a whirlwind. I confronted Julie. Her initial denials, her tears, her pleas, it didn't matter. The betrayal was clear, undeniable. The divorce was quick, as brutal as the truth. She lost everything. Her job, her reputation, her life as she knew it. Edward didn't fare any better. His career, his friends, his reputation. All of it was torn apart, thanks to my connections and the media frenzy that followed. The affair, their lies, everything came crashing down. Through it all, I retreated to the garden. It became my refuge. The soil beneath my hands grounded me, providing stability in a life turned upside down. I tended to the plants, which once symbolized our shared life, now representing my resilience. Every day, I worked at rebuilding. Slowly, brick by brick, my life was being put back together. Julie and Edward's fall from grace was public, their lives exposed for all to see. It wasn't just about getting revenge. It was about ensuring they faced the consequences of their actions. It was about making sure that what they had done to me would not be forgotten, that they would pay for it. The pain I felt would not be for nothing. As time passed, the bitterness of that kiss, of that betrayal, faded. The scars remained, but even scars heal. And I found my way back to peace.